Hello and welcome back to another episode of Spread Some Magic 1928. Today we have the Savory Kugel Mac N Cheese. This was found for sure at the 2023 Festival of the Holidays at the Twist on Tradition food booth. The Festival of Holidays is a bunch of food booths in Disney California Adventure during the Christmas season, or the holiday season, honestly, and it just has different foods from around the world and how they celebrate the holidays. This was delicious. It tasted like a sour cream and chive mac and cheese. Gobbled it up. It was so good. I actually did find a recipe online for a Kugel Mac N Cheese. So that's what we're doing. You need a 12-ounce bag of egg noodles. And while these boil, and my water's almost ready, so we're going to get these started in just a minute. While that's boiling, shred yourself a cup and a half of cheddar cheese. I don't think it matters if it's fine or I did the large shred. Preferably, when you're making anything with melted cheese, you want to shred it yourself. It's just going to melt easier. The bag cheese has a powder on it so it doesn't stick, and that also prohibits it from melting cohesively. If you are going to use pre-shredded cheese, I highly recommend Tillamook. They're the ones that are the least powdery and have worked the best in my opinion. But anyhow, I shredded myself. Tillamook cheddar, a cup and a half. And then you need to crack 4 eggs in a large bowl. And what we're going to do is we are going to scramble these eggs up and then mix the cheese in with this, all while the pasta cooks. Also, while your pasta is cooking, take a stick of unsalted butter and put it in another larger bowl. Once the pasta is done, we're going to put it in here and melt the butter before we add this to it. You're going to need 1 cup of sour cream, and then also get your breadcrumbs ready. If you don't already have herbed breadcrumbs, and you need about a cup, it says. Actually, I don't think we're going to need this much, but the recipe called for a cup. I just added a bit of parsley and some thyme to it. Normally, I would add garlic as well, or garlic powder, but this was a very, like I said, it's sour cream and chive flavored mac and cheese. It was just really good. I may add a touch of onion powder to this. We'll see. Haven't decided yet. And you want to pre-grease an 8x8 or a 9x9 baking dish. It did need to be square according to the recipe. It said it'd be too thin if it went out, so I don't know. So I am gonna start the pasta, scramble these eggs and mix the cheese in, and I'll be right back. All right, our noodles are done. We're gonna put them onto that butter to melt this butter. Also, don't forget, as I almost did, to start your oven and put it to 350 degrees. Stir until that butter is all melted. It's almost there. Once that butter is all melted, you want to take your cheese and egg mix and put it on top, and then mix it in. Want to get all that cheese in there. Okay, once you have the eggs and the cheese mixed in, we're going to add 1 cup of sour cream. And then mix, mix, mix. Also at this point, we're going to add a pinch of salt. And normally I would just use kosher salt, but however, I take my chive blossoms and make a chive blossom salt. So this is going to have another hint of onion that we're going to give this special mac and cheese. But regular salt is what the recipe calls for. Once everything looks pretty well mixed, put it in your baking dish. Try to get all that goodness out of your bowl and into the dish. So at this point, the recipe says to add the breadcrumbs. However, when I had it in the park, you could see that the breadcrumbs were freshly added. They also looked like they had been drizzled in oil or something, so I'm not quite sure. But I am going to put it on after. So we are going to pop this special mac and cheese noodle kugel into the oven, 350 degrees for 35 to 45 minutes. So I'll see you in a bit. It looks ready. It said 35 to 45 minutes until golden on top. We are going to let this sit for about 5, maybe 10 minutes because it's super, super hot. So we're going to let it set, just kind of like, not like redistribute juices, but like set. Anyhow, this looks so yummy. It is topped with your seasoned breadcrumbs a drizzle of sour cream, so I've got it ready to go. We'll just cut the corner off this little bag here. And then freshly chopped chives. I just cut mine with a pair of scissors. And we'll cut that on top. Now, off the bat, I was re-looking at pictures. The one I got in the park definitely had more sour cream within it, but I have a feeling this is more of a traditional kugel, which is a popular Jewish dish that is a dairy. You have the sour cream, the egg noodles, and egg baked together. And they have savory and they have sweet versions. We did this mac and cheese version with that cheddar in there. So I'll be back in just a couple minutes and we'll dish this up and give it a try. All right, it's been just a little over 5 minutes. So we are gonna dish up here. This is still gonna be very, very hot. So just be careful, okay? And then breadcrumbs, you can toast them. I still think they looked toasted, like with butter. You could bake it on there. That definitely didn't happen in the parks. I think there's just like oil and butter in the breadcrumbs. That's what I think based on the picture. I'm gonna cut some fresh chives on top. A drizzle of sour cream. Like so. And there we have it. The Savory Kugel Mac and Cheese from the 2023 Festival of the Holidays Twist on Tradition booth. Let's dig in. All right. First off, this is delicious. The chives on top really make it. The breadcrumbs, I have a little bit of panko mixed with regular. They add texture. Again, maybe pan fry them with a little bit of oil. I'm thinking Disney probably made the noodles because it definitely wasn't baked like this. It was definitely like more creamy, more sour cream, which this has in it, but we baked it in it. So I'm thinking that maybe they just boiled the noodles. If it's a kugel, they would have had to add eggs somehow. And then maybe the egg and cheese and then did the sour cream after. I don't know. But this is delicious. Give it a try. It's definitely a twist on mac and cheese. I don't know that I've ever had regular kugel. But I love it. Cheers. It's not hugely sour cream and onion, but this is delicious. Doesn't really taste like what I had in the park, but again, I really, really like it. This is gonna be in rotation for sure. So anyhow, thanks for joining me today. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe, and spread some magic wherever you are. Until next time.